Hello and welcome to Gradient's weekly roundup of key economic and business developments in Sri Lanka for the week ending 27th January 2023. I'm Nishani Figuera. Let's first take a look at the headlines. China EXIM Bank offers a 2-year extension of Sri Lanka's debt. GMOA commences black protest week. Ali Sabry in Saudi Arabia to seek investments and mend ties. Policy rates maintained for the 4th consecutive time. We will also briefly look at other notable news and wrap up with the capital markets update. In our main story this week, according to a letter reviewed by Reuters, the Export-Import Bank of China has offered Sri Lanka a 2-year moratorium on its debt. The bank had also stated that it would support the country's efforts to secure the $2.9 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund. According to IMF data, Sri Lanka owes China EXIM Bank $2.83 billion. However, Sri Lanka's other creditors, which include India, sent written financing assurances to the IMF last week, backing Sri Lanka's debt restructuring program, while the Paris Club has proposed a 10-year debt moratorium and a 15-year debt restructure. From Monday, Sri Lanka's Government Medical Officers Association commenced a black protest week. According to GMOA Secretary Haritha Alutge, such action is to coerce the government to amend the Inland Revenue Act and resolve the medicinal drug crisis without further delay. With effect from January, Sri Lanka's revised tax regime significantly increased personal income tax, while shortages in foreign exchange have led to delays in purchasing essential medicines. Ali Sabry, Foreign Affairs Minister, is in Saudi Arabia this week. Following a meeting with Saudi officials in Medina, he stated that Sri Lanka is eyeing Saudi Arabian investments into the island nation's renewable energy, petroleum, real estate, hospitality, and the port city. Sabry also met officials of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and noted its importance given the deterioration of the relationship between the two countries as a result of former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's government forcefully cremating Muslim victims of COVID-19. On Tuesday, the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka maintained the standing deposit facility rate and the standing lending facility rate at their current levels of 14.5% and 15.5% respectively. The board noted that maintaining a tight monetary policy is imperative to ensure that monetary conditions remain sufficiently tight to rein in inflationary pressures. In other news, the SLTDA reported 72,002 tourist arrivals during the 22 days of January. China's outbound group travel pilot program, which will commence on the 6th February, will include Sri Lanka. The island hopes to attract at least 240,000 Chinese travelers this year. Meanwhile, air navigation fees for international flights flying over the Colombo Flight Information region are to be increased from February. This would be the first increase in 38 years. The Sri Lankan cabinet approved the setting up of a cargo services hub in the Colombo Port. This is to be developed as a public-private partnership between Sri Lanka Ports Authority, China Merchant Ports and Colombo International Container Terminals Company. According to Minister Bandulu Gunawardena, the investment is valued at $150 million. Now let's take a look at the weekly movement of the All Share Price Index and the S&P SL20 Index at the Colombo Stock Exchange. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities fell for the 4th consecutive week. Of the 201 billion rupees worth of bids, about 120 billion rupees were accepted. Here's how the rupee performed against the dollar this week. In other market news, the French tire manufacturer Michelin signed 6 supplementary agreements with the Board of Investment worth $20.9 million. The first expansion project is to undertake friction cord compound cutting operation and tire ancillary, while the second project is for a warehouse facility. And with that, we wind up for this week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link below for more updates on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka. Until we see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.